Hey, Lincoln. When we talked to Jaden yesterday, he mentioned that you guys had the rallying cry, I guess, had been burn the boat. So I wondered if you could explain where that came from.
Yeah, it's something that we've talked about a little bit just kind of throughout the bye week. Honestly, don't know how far honestly we want to go into it. I mean, I think everybody kind of knows the story and some of the history behind it, but I think for us, it's I think just kind of simply, we're past our last bye week now. We've put ourselves in great position and we got to be a really forward focused team right now. And this is what you work all year to do is to put yourself in a position like we're in right now where you got an opportunity to do some pretty cool things. And that's not easy to do anywhere. It's certainly not easy to do in a conference like this. And so, we really want to put all of our energy and attention to the task at hand right now and this next stretch of games. And obviously we've put ourselves in a cool position and things can get pretty fun from here if you really get on a run. And this team is capable of that, and they know it, we know it, and so I think it's just for us more nothing magical to it. I think it's just more our mentality as a program right now that all right, you've worked hard, you've put yourself in a pretty cool position. Like let's go take advantage of it.
Eric?
And again, before Elijah Page went down, what did you seen from him over the early part of the year, like how he was playing and biggest steps forward maybe from last season?
Yeah, I think he was playing, I'd say more confident, more physical. Feel like he really, improved. I just think in a lot of ways. I think that last year for him, that kind of first year as a starter, there was such a learning curve, and he went through a lot. He had some really good moments. He had some really challenging moments, which most guys on the O line, especially when you're playing left tackle, like you're going to have some of that, but it makes you better as you go on, and it prepares you. And so now he was playing some really good football, and I think it definitely hurt us not having him. I think obviously losing a good player, but then, it creates a shuffle and guys are playing different positions or you're having to communicate with different people and, you're having to work through kind of all those different contingency plans if other guys go down. And obviously he hasn't been the only one. So, yeah, I mean, he's playing some good ball for us. We're eager to, hopefully get him back here at some point during this stretch where he can, get back to playing a bunch of snaps for us.
Ryan Dyrud?
Hey, Coach, how you doing today?
Good, Ryan. How are you?
Doing great, thanks. You obviously know Nebraska OC Dana Holgorsen fairly well, dating back to your time at Texas Tech, and he's architected some of the greatest offenses in college football, coming from that Hal Mumme, Mike Leach tree. Since joining Nebraska, ironically, a week before playing you last year, how have you seen maybe his offense evolve a little bit in this new Big Ten, and what kind of stressors does it put on your defense?
Yeah, no, yeah, great history with him, man. He's a awesome guy, awesome friend, coach. So somebody other than when we're playing against each other, which no matter where we coach, it seems like we just find a way to coach against each other. He's he's always gonna find a way to move the ball, make it successful, and he's smart. What they're doing offensively at Nebraska is much different than what he did at Houston or at West Virginia or Oklahoma State back in the day. I mean, but Dana's smart, and Dana's gonna evolve to the competition he's facing and the players he has and what they need to do to win. And so I think you see his how versatile he is as a coach. And yeah, I mean, they've definitely evolved. I mean, last year was such a unique thing, taking over, after only being there a couple of weeks, which is crazy. And but yeah, you could tell. I think the quarterback, the offensive staff, what they're doing, you could tell they're, getting more and more in sync. They're making more big plays. They're obviously prioritizing, running the football and then letting this quarterback be creative, which he does a good job of. So, yeah, Dana's one of those guys. The longer he's there, the more dialed in he's going to be, and I think you're seeing that already, certainly this year.
Thanks, Coach.
Mhm.
Haley?
Hey, good morning. How do you know and how can you tell when your team is emotionally ready to play a game? What are some of the verbal or nonverbal cues that they might give you?
Yeah, we're so routine based, Haley, that I think you kind of see the same routine over and over, and so it's easy to pick up on. In my opinion, it's pretty easy to pick up on. All right, if this isn't new or that's not new, like how are they responding? What's their energy level like? Their focus level like? How do they prepare? Um, so yeah, I mean, and then I think, there's kind of two parts of it. There's the energy to prepare and mentally get ready, and then there's just maintaining that energy and that level of effort through the game. So I think it's body language, it's preparation, and a lot of times to me, it's just really their effort, and also the vibe and the communication on the sideline. And so, we try to be very specific with our guys about what it is that we need to play well, what the expectations are, not only for, how we play, but the energy level that each one of us brings to it on a daily basis. And we try to hold ourselves accountable to it as coaches and as players. So, this group's done a good job of that. I mean, this group has really been very, very engaged and very ready to play. And I think that's back to Ryan's first question about, our mentality and kind of the opportunity where we're at and the confidence and excitement that we have. A lot of that stems from, this team and how they've approached the majority of what we've done this season. And excited for that to continue because typically those teams get better, and play some of their best ball right here at the end.
Connor?
Thanks for the time, Coach. You've touched on it a little bit, but what gives you confidence that this group, this program is ready to get over the hump when it comes to tough road games?
Oh, I just think what I see here on a daily basis. I think we continue to put ourselves, in position to win these, and I feel like we're doing the things on a daily basis that ultimately lead to winning. And in my experience, and you keep doing that, you keep putting yourself in position, you're going to break through. Those things are going to happen, and that's just you can control it. Everybody's going to focus in on what you do on a Saturday in those moments, but it's like the culmination of all of that leads up to it that gets you ready. And so. Yeah, I mean, again, if I was going back right now and watching our road performance, decline, or I was watching, let's just go on the road and, get our ass kicked or not have a chance to win a bunch of these road games that we've been in, I might feel different. Some of mine stems from, you know, I've been fortunate. I've been a part of some pretty damn good road teams. And I mean, you go back and look at the streak of road wins that we had at Oklahoma. It was one of the longest ever. And so from that, you kind of watch how teams and programs carry themselves and prepare to play on the road. Like the teams are really, really good at it. And obviously, we're here and we're pushing that notion. And I just see us getting closer and closer to that as we go on. And so that's where my confidence is, both for this team in this moment and looking ahead to the future.
Thank you.
Mark?
Morning, Coach.
Morning.
Hey, so I asked this question of Tobias Raymond the other day at practice, and I figured I'd ask you. You can see it on the field during the game, who the hype guys are, trying to get the team right, fired up. Who are the designated guys in the locker room that always, jump up on the chair or whatever and get the team going? Who are the hype guys?
We get a lot of high energy guys. I mean, I would say, Killian, I would say, Jacoby, um, Jay Fair has always been tremendous at that. You know, I would say Cam defensively, EG certainly. Um, Probably missing some obvious ones here. We've got quite a few on this team. Like this team's not short on energy, and we got a lot of guys that their presence alone like kind of uplifts the group. So I know occasionally you're part of teams just the way they're constructed, where you feel like sometimes you're having to pull that out of guys, or like you're having to um, almost manufacture that as a coach. Like with this team, we haven't had to manufacture it much. They enjoy competing, and we got a lot of just big personalities that take pride not only in getting themselves ready, but uplifting their teammates, which is it's a powerful thing.
Have you ever had to pull anybody back and say, "Hey, too far"? take a step back?
Yeah, I mean, occasionally you don't want it to go too far where you can there's definitely a line like there is in most things where it could negatively affect our performance, and we definitely don't want that. But now we got some super high energy guys. I think Garrison Madden has been awesome on special teams for us. Another guy that brings just a ton of juice. I mean, we got quite a few on the sideline. Asante Doss is one of the best ones that we have. He's incredible. He's one of the best I've ever seen. So yeah, it's a the vibe and energy of this team is not lacking, not in any way.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Corey.
Morning, Coach. I heard you say earlier this season, just always being aware, your staff of the analytics. And I was wondering, your last game you had a few fourth and shorts. How does weather conditions kind of impact those decisions, whether you want to go or kick it? Do you listen to the analytics there, or does your feel for the game kind of take over? And also, like in general, like being on the sideline, trying to get everyone on the same page, what is that process like?
Yeah, so great question. Yeah, analytics definitely is a factor there. This is pretty generally speaking, but generally when you have a game where you're gonna have inclement weather, there's typically less scoring. And so that certainly affects numbers even kind of going into games because you always kind of have a plan of that you've worked on of uh, you know expected score and obviously that affects a lot of these different decision makings and kind of the math behind it. And then yeah, I mean I think inclement weather or not, there's always a part of me that there's things that numbers can't tell you. And, numbers sometimes don't know that, you know, this matchup or this matchup or that matchup or this guy's got a bum ankle or like you said, all of a sudden it wasn't really raining in the second quarter. Now it's pouring rain in the third quarter. Like there's just things about this game that analytics, in my opinion, will never be able to fully comprehend. So I think that's I've taken the approach and we've taken the approach here of having an awareness, having an initial plan, but also knowing that there is a human element to this and there is an experience element that I think, you know, that we definitely factor in here. I'm never going to be somebody that goes by the book every single time. Some coaches do, and that's again, anybody can do it the way that they want. But I still think there's a feel and a situational awareness that the computer's not going to have at times that we like to implement as well.
Thank you.
Mhm.
We'll wrap it up with these last two. Ryan Karshi.
Lincoln Micaiah is such a like no nonsense, head down, low key approach. I know I was talking to his parents a little bit about how even when he was a kid, he was like very focused on specific tasks and mastering them. I guess I wonder how have you seen kind of that come out over the course of these last couple of years and how have you seen it maybe serve him in an environment where it almost kind of encourages you to say jump from school to school or to think maybe about like things deeper in the future than just kind of focusing on one skill.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's one of the things you could directly attribute to his climb as a player. I take like we do a drill virtually every day in practice. We've been doing it for years called pat and go. A lot of people across the country do it. It's a very basic throwing and catching drill. You guys see us do it pregame, every game. And most of the time when the receiver's catching, say just a vertical ball on it, as a coach, you'll watch them and they may catch a couple in a row, and really try, catch it game like, and then all of a sudden, a guy will kind of get casual and just kind of softly catch one like you're playing catch in the yard versus trying to really simulate, a competitive play with a DB hanging over you. Mackay, I mean, in the time he's been here, the number of passes that he's caught in pat and go, I mean, would be in the tens of thousands. And I don't know that I've ever seen one that he didn't catch game like. Like he has the ability to focus and maintain focus, not just throughout a practice or a game, but just throughout long stretches of time. And because of that, he's always getting better and he just doesn't take very many. I mean, just rarely does he take a rep that's not, with that's very intentional. You could just watch the way he practices and works. You could tell like he is out to truly get better, not just get through the practice, not just get through the drill. And that's just it's hard to teach. It's a great example for a lot of the guys, other guys in our program of, when you have that mentality every day, which can be, I mean, this game, like probably anybody else's job, can get monotonous, right? I mean, like it's not different every single day. You're not going to come up with a new drill, or a brand new play or whatever to run every single day, right? And I think like successful people in anything, to be a self-motivated person that no matter if you've done this thing 10,000 times, that on number 10,001, I'm going to go do it to the very best of my ability, just like it's the first time I ever did it. Like that's just it's just a great like human skill, and he has that, and that's why he's improved, and he does. He just stays singularly focused, and it's definitely one of his strengths, and I think it's helped him from a skill set standpoint. I think it's helped him, stay focused just with all the attention around him, and whether it was times when he wasn't playing much and other guys were getting opportunities, or it's times now where he's obviously playing extremely well for us and getting a lot of attention and all that. Like he's kind of the same guy throughout it all, and that's why he's turned into the player that he has.
And we'll wrap it up with Ryan Dyrud.
All right, I'll try to end this with a bang, Coach. You look at Nebraska's special teams, and Kenneth Williams, I believe, leads the nation in kickoff returns, averages like 35 yards a return. What kind of emphasis, I guess, have you put over the last 2 weeks on the kick game, especially after that, one that went against Notre Dame?
Yeah, it's been the kickoff team has been a strength of ours. I mean, obviously Ryan has been fabulous this year. We've covered kicks the best that we have in our time here. And I mean, we were in position to have a TFL in our verbiage, to have a huge play on the one that got out the other night. But that's the thing about that unit. You can go have 50 great reps in a row, and at number 51 all it takes is one, and then you have a game-changing play the other way. So obviously another very talented returner. They had a huge return last week that was really key in their victory over Northwestern. And so no, we've challenged our guys like they've been awesome all year. But we've got to be able to go out there and do it every single snap and rise up to the occasion. They're against a really good player, and it's not just assignment. It's making sure that we do a great job of getting this guy wrapped up. We're going to have hats there. I mean, we've I think proven that. We feel confident we're going to have hats there, but you got to go finish tackles and get these guys down, especially the gifted returners like this kid from Nebraska.
Thanks, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Thanks, Ryan. All right. So before we close, it's time for Conquest Command, a question from the front lines of the Trojan Army. Our question this week is from Polly Walnuts. You can follow him on X at Walnuts4242 or catch his podcast on YouTube at Calling the Shots Podcast. Coach Riley, as a single father who raised 2 kids and put them through college, I always found it so hard working late nights, trying to leave work at work and focus on being a father. With all the responsibility you have, how do you go about separating work from family time? Do you guys have specific hobbies or certain types of fun that you enjoy to keep your family foundation strong? Fathers are the template for all daughters, and I wish you and your family nothing but the best. Fight on.
Oh, it's cool. Great question. Yeah, one, congrats. Yeah, single father, 2 daughters through school, so that's amazing. 2 kids through school. Yeah, I mean, I think that's something I've definitely tried to get better at that as time has went on, and I think probably like all of us parents having the realization that the kids aren't going to be right there with you forever, and not missing those moments. This job, like a lot of people's, has its challenges, and we've had to learn to find ways to try to do the job really well, and not let that take away from who we are as a parent. I mean, I'm fortunate to have a great wife that's an incredible mother, and she does a unbelievable job with our girls, and really is what makes this go. And yeah, and I think for me, I think it's just trying to prioritize my time, I've tried to really draw more clear lines, especially in season when we're here so many hours. Like when I get home, I'm home, and trying to really separate the two. And then we've tried to do as much as we can, with our kids up here. You guys probably saw, social media. We had a cool little Halloween party the other day, kind of at practice, and the kids actually surprised us all and dressed up as us, which was we all got a pretty good kick out of that. So that that was a lot of fun, and so we try to do a lot in terms of within the program to engage them with us, our players, and to really truly make it one family here. So yeah, we have some fun traditions. At home we're a pretty competitive family, so our Uno games are just straight cutthroat. Especially with my youngest. If she loses, watch out. And if she wins, watch out. So yeah, we have a lot of little different games and things we like to do as a family. So yeah, appreciate the question.